When I was at school, one of the subjects that I studied was geography, and a sub-subject of that was, of course, geology. And I do remember when I first read the Qur'an 20 years ago, and it was reading the Qur'an that motivated me to embrace Islam. One of the things that stuck in my head, and I remember it until today, was coming across the descriptions in the Qur'an of mountains. So let's go through some of the things the Qur'an says about mountains. For example, in the 78th surah, in verses 6 to 7, Allah says, "Have we not made the earth an expanse and the mountains stakes?" The word that is used here is awtad. Awtad, meaning stake, is like the peg of the tent. So the peg of the tent goes into the ground. It holds the rope that holds the tent. So you have a small part of the peg sticking up from the ground, but the majority of the peg is inside the ground. The Qur'an also says in the 31st surah, or the 31st chapter, in the 10th verse, "And Allah has cast into the mountains standing firm so that it does not shake with you." Now today, with modern sonar technology, they have been able to bounce sound waves down through the earth's crust. And according to the different rates at which the sound waves are reflected back and are measured, they can tell the different density of the earth's crust as opposed to what is hard and what is soft, what is from the crust and what is from the magma. And what they have discovered with this technology is exactly what the Qur'an was saying 1,400 years ago, that the mountains have roots. The mountains, like the peg of the tent, not only do they go above the earth's surface, the mountains go deeply into the earth's core. And they act, it has been theorized, as stabilizers. They help to stabilize the earth's surface. And there's two ways in which they do that. Number one, because the earth is composed of tectonic plates. The crust of the earth is actually made of different plates. And it is the movement of these plates that causes earthquakes. When these plates move against each other, the friction of that movement causes earthquakes. And that's also what they think how continental drift has happened. Originally, they believe all the continents were one continent, and then because of plate tectonics, it moved. But the Qur'an is saying is the mountains act as stabilizers. They help to stabilize the earth's crust. And this is something that has actually been theorized by modern geologists. There's another way in which the mountains may act as a stabilizing factor, and that is to do with the rotation. Maybe if you try and spin something, you will find that if it is not really spherical, it will start to rotate, and then it will start to wobble out of shape. And it is possible that the mountains actually act as a counterbalance to keep the Earth's rotation smooth. I do stress, of course, that these are theories, but it is very interesting what the Qur'an is saying 1,400 years ago, and that it seems to be preempting the ideas and the knowledge that is being produced by modern day science. Certainly, it is a fact that is established that the mountains have roots, and the Qur'an is saying that the mountains are like awtad, the pegs of a tent. So this is a remarkable scientific fact. It's one I remember sticking in my mind when I first read the Qur'an about 20 years ago.